yeah, when he crashed. Yeah, yeah.
This you could get at least 2 hours on it.
Just wondered.
Yeah, no, they're quite.
They were moved to here, actually they've been moved several times, but moved and moved and moved every time the harbour extends, because it's part of the story up here, these small warehouses. And today, some of those bigger grey buildings you saw in the harbour, these are warehouses for some of the fishing boats. And a shipyard ahead of us, and will be on your right hand side, and you'll see the name when we get around the corner. It's Skagen Skibsværft, that's shipyard. At the beginning of this shipyard is also way back from when the harbour opened in 1907. There were several small shipyards, but this is the one that grew and grew and grew, and ships from all over the place come here. Canada, Faroe Islands, Greenland, Scotland, Ireland and so on for repairs, and also new built boats. buildings on your right hand side with the blue front here, the garage. This is where we had our cruise terminal earlier. On the opposite side, the tender boats came in from the cruise ships, and then we had buses, bikes and so on ready in here. We did not get that many ships in at that time. So this is just 6 years back we were in here. And this is also where the shuttle bus goes to and leaves from. You could see some guys in yellow vests. So this is where it starts and or where it goes to and leaves from. Those were the old auction halls, but the newer ones on our right hand side, well, the only thing we can see is a white wall. But they are still in use. Sail in there, everything is sucked up and prepared, and then on its way out of Skagen, or around in Skagen an hour later, maybe, something like that. Part of the farm that was in there, and that maybe doesn't sound that old, but we're back around 1800, and we do not have buildings older than this. We only have the Sanded Church, a church tower out there that is left, but that's only the tower standing there. And this is because of sandstorms, sand drifting around, weather changes and so on, but we'll get back to that when we go to the Sanded Church. So no real old buildings here. Station on our left hand side, but it doesn't say station anymore because it's probably the same as where you come from. There's not a little wee man sitting in there selling cigarettes. You have it on your phone or you buy it on the internet. So they have changed the station into several apartments. Now we're passing the museum. On your right hand side, very old building. In front here we use it for painter school for kids and grown-ups. And the museum, a newer part and the old part, red brick part, was finished in 1928. And there we have these Skagen painters' paintings, not all of them, but many, many really fantastic paintings gathered in there. And the newer part, it's there's an exhibition right now with P.S. Quire, famous painter, and his masterpieces. And these paintings in there are paintings that have not been shown earlier and will never ever be shown again for public and not together. They belong different places where it's only these firms and so on that have entrance to the rooms where they're hanging, but we were permitted to borrow them. On your left hand side, Anker's house, Michael and Anna Anker, and Anna was born up here, Anna Bondum. She was the only Skagen painter, born up here, stayed up here all her life, married up here, and so on and so on. And her husband came from an island on the opposite side of Copenhagen, just south of part of Sweden, Bornholm. Came up to here, fell in love with her, and stayed up here. So they married, and that was their home for, all their life. Their daughter inherited it. She had never married, never got any children. And when she died, she had made sure it could continue as a museum. So it's actually their home you walk into. When I say we, it's because I also work at the museum. And I may say we because it belongs to everybody. It's not a private museum. I know some of you might have heard about the interesting evening we are having here today. This is St. Hans, It's a midsummer party, but arrangement, same date every year, 23rd of June. And a bonfire is lit down on the beach down here. And the first lighthouse up here will also be lit. And this is the only time it is lit, 23rd of June every year. A little peculiar looking lighthouse maybe. It's not the white one in front of us, but you'll see it when we get in the roundabout. And we'll also see it when we come back again. It's easier seen when we come back. The lighthouse I'm talking about, you'll be able to see on your right hand side. Looks like a pile of wood with a seesaw functioning thing on top and a basket. And you lower the basket, put something in there that can burn, and then hoist it up again. And there's our tractor-pull wagon in front of us. He's on the way out there, so he's ready when we come. But this lighthouse, can't see it yet, but it's turning up now. Quite special. It's way back from 1627, and this is of course a reconstruction. But the basket there with a fire in, and then a huge bonfire down on the beach. And one of the painters, and it's Hoya again, he painted this very special evening. And this here,
Right to left.
and look out to your left, you can see them. Information station. And a cafe in there too, and it has a beautiful spot overlooking the water out here. And that side, on your right hand side, is Kattegat. What we're going to meet out at the Skagen is Kattegat and Skagen, the two waters that are meeting. And Kattegat is the Baltic. That's where your ships lie.
That's why you chose this one.
He's one of the owners. You can take us around the farm. There are two, and they each got a new tractor. But they need new tractors once in a while. Because they were bred, I can't remember which kind. And they need glue. So they said, we'll buy two if you make the glue. That's what they did. These 4 colors were in use way back. When the fishermen started getting more money, they could buy some bricks, and they maybe finished one of the walls with bricks and whitewashed it. Then ochre was found. I'll get back to this, but we have the museum on our left-hand side again, where 2 of the artists are standing in front, Michael Anker and P.S. Kloyer. Ochre was found further south, and by coming a little of this in whitewash, you got yellow. If you burn this ochre, it gets to be a brownish reddish kind of pulver, and by putting a little wee bit in, you get the light red color. If you put even more, you get the red color that Anker's house was painted in.
Música